I am struggling today. I have to do videos. We try to do videos twice a week, and I was on vacation for 12 days, and so it threw me behind, and I'm having a hard time getting back in the swing of things, and so I am sorry. This is like my fifth start of a recording, and we will see how it goes. Um, I have a son who's on a mission for our church, and he's had a rough time for a little while where he just feels sadness. He feels like he's been kind of struggling because they haven't been doing much work, and it's been hard. They just want to serve. They want to serve however they can, whether they actually do physical labor serving and helping people, or if they are teaching about Christ to people. They want to be busy as missionaries. And he's had a rough a rough 6 weeks. And so he sent this email, and he said, I went to go write this email, and I was just filled with love. Because I was just filled with the love of Christ just overcame me. And he mentioned a conference talk that I knew, but he said, it reminds me of that conference talk, the immediate goodness of God. And so I went back and I reread that talk, and it mentions that during our hardest times when we're praying for Christ to help us, when we're praying to God, that our prayers, and we know this, our prayers aren't always answered exactly how we want, but that we will feel this overwhelming love, and to know that He's there, but to hold on. And I know this is true, and I've forgotten about this, there are times when you are just like at your absolute wit's end, and you're in the midst of a trial, or you're in the midst of something, and you'll feel just this love or this joy, and it's almost for a brief moment, but then, it's not solving the problem. So that's the difference. It's just almost like this little gift of love, this little highlight, this little light, this little string of joy that Christ is like, I am here for you. Just please hold on a little bit longer and wait. And trying to understand that is hard. It's hard when you feel like you feel like He's not there, when you feel like He's not answering your prayers. Most definitely not answering the way you want to be answered, because I swear they never are answered that way. But that He's saying, just hold on a little bit longer. And like, I understood this in theory, but I didn't realize that that's exactly what that talk was about. That immediately God shows His love for you. That He will show you His love, that He is there. But He's saying, just hold on a little bit longer. And so what's hard is that you have to remember that moment. So the only example the example I'm thinking of, I can think of a lot of examples, but so when I met Steve, my husband I have now, when we were going to get married, it was my bishop pointed out to me I was involving, it was more than just my life. I had to worry about my 5 other children too, because it could ruin, I make a wrong choice, it could ruin their lives as well as mine. Like, it's like when you first get married, it's just you, but he's like, you got to make sure you make the right decision for those kids, not just for you. And I had an absolutely amazing experience when I knew that I was supposed to marry Steve. There was no shadow of a doubt. I knew this. Well, marriage is hard, and combining families is hard. And I remember literally getting in my car, going and driving, and I was in a parking lot somewhere, and I'm just sobbing, going, oh my gosh, did I make like the worst mistake ever? Because it's just hard. It's hard to combine those things. And the memory came back to that. Remember, it was just very quick, but remember, I told, I answered that prayer. I've already answered that. And I had to, there's been times in this marriage where I've had to go back. I know this is right. I know this is right because of that one experience. And then I go forward from there. And it's trusting in that one experience, trusting in that. And not second guessing yourself. We all do that the whole time. We always are second guessing We're second guessing, like, is this the right thing? Like, and you know, I told you once before, this is the right thing. And so there are times when, you know, just combining families and dealing with children that aren't your own, that I've just gone, oh my God, goodness, what am I doing? Is this right? And the Lord will go, remember I told you. And it will be instantly. And again, it doesn't solve the problem. It isn't, this is different than an answer to prayer, if that makes sense. This is just, hold on. I'm aware of you. Just please hold on. So it's a different way. It's a different way that he speaks to you. But he does in so many ways. And so that's what I'm telling you is right now, if you're going through something where you're second guessing yourself or you're second guessing a decision, remember when he did speak to you, and always go back to that. It's hard to, but remember that time the Spirit spoke to you that this was right. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I explained myself well. I'm sure I did it, but I know it's true. I know that he's always there for us no matter what. No matter what. Even if you've sinned, even if you've done things wrong, you know, like a loving parent, no matter what, he's there waiting to help you. I know this is true. I hope you all have a better week than I'm having and hang in there. If you haven't seen my videos, let me know. I've had a couple people say that it's not coming up in their feed on Instagram, but you can always go onto YouTube and find them. Or you can go onto my website and look it up there. So I believe it's Perfectly Patti Talks. We'll have it at the bottom. Have a wonderful week. Thanks.